This video is going to talk a little bit about power of sale properties and foreclosure properties. So you may have heard the term before as power of sale or foreclosure. In Ontario, typically the process of power of sale is the dominant one. Not many banks use foreclosure. What is power of sale and why are power of sale properties so popular? So first of all, power of sale is most common with financial institutions. So if you have a mortgage and you're late on your mortgage, the bank has the right to put your property under power of sale. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that your property can go under power of sale even if you're not late on your mortgage. So if you're not taking great care of the property, there's another reason that the bank can actually force the sale of your home. The reason being is that the asset, your home, belongs to the bank until every penny is paid from that mortgage. What you do and what you have owning the home is the right and title to the home. So when the property goes under power of sale, what the bank is saying is that you're either not taking proper care of their asset or you're defaulting on your payments. So as I said earlier, as far as the two terms go, being foreclosure and power of sale, when someone is in default or is not taking care of a property, in Ontario the most common use of a forced sale by the bank is the power of sale. Now, one of the misconceptions with power of sale from the general public is that when the bank is selling a property under power of sale, that they're selling the property for whatever is left on the mortgage. And this is completely false. What the bank is doing when a property goes under power of sale is they're treating that property no differently than any other property that would be put on the market. So what the bank typically does is they have a number of appraisals, typically 2 or 3 appraisals on the particular property. They'll take the average of those appraisals and try to determine a marketable value for the property. It has nothing to do with what the mortgage is left on the property. Now, the risk in buying this kind of property is that if you do buy the property and then the closing date is, say, 60 days or 90 days from now, the original owner of the property has the right to redeem. And what that means is that if they come up and make up all the shortfall on their payments or legal fees or property maintenance on that property, then unfortunately they still have the right to that property. Now, although that doesn't happen very often, because most of the time when a property gets the power of sale status, it's normally pretty far behind already, but that is a risk and that is a possibility. So the next thing to keep in mind about power of sale properties is the fact that you're buying the property in as-is condition, and typically these types of properties are not in great shape, so they're going to need some work done to them. And the bank or the lender who is issuing this power of sale is not going to be on the hook for any of the deficiencies for the properties. So as far as my advice would go as far as power of sale properties are concerned, don't be deceived as far as the value goes, because they're not as it's not as great a deal as some people are trying to make them out to be. Look at the comparables in the area. If the property's been sitting on the market for some time, you may have a good deal on your hands. But when the bank first lists the property for sale, they're trying to get market value for that property. Because at the end of the day, if there is a surplus, so let's say hypothetically we're talking about a $400,000 property which had a $350,000 mortgage on it. If the expenses were, say, as an approximation, $50,000, then there would be no surplus. But if there was a shortfall and the expenses were $50,000 or more, then the bank has the right to go after the original borrower and sue them for the difference between what was outstanding on the mortgage and what is left. Conversely, if there happens to be a surplus, so let's say that the property ends up selling for $400,000 and that the mortgage is paid off and all expenses are paid off, and there happens to be $5,000 or $6,000 left over, well, the original owner is entitled to that, and that money is then sent back to the original owner. Hope that information helps. If you want any more clarity or information on power of sale properties, feel free to contact us at any time. We'd be happy to help.